Hi, thank you for watching a new video blog today from Trani, Italy. Most people don't have a clue about nutrition and they don't have a clue about food. Of course, it's obvious that most people think that they choose the wrong foods. They eat massive amounts of fruits, of vegetables, of grains, trans fats. You can continue on like this. Potatoes, rice, they eat mostly carbohydrates and plant oils. And these are artificial and trans fats. But on the other hand, I found also out that mostly they don't understand the sort of foods that you must eat, but also got it wrong in the amounts of food that they eat. For example, I watch vegan videos and they say what I eat in a day. And they fill the blender full with kale, with nuts, with berries, with ginger, with lemon, with like soy yogurt, and they blend it. And this is what they do every single day. In nature, you will never have this amount of foods combined in just one bottle, in one shake. You will find maybe a lemon in summer and you will share it with your peers. Maybe you will find some berries and you will share them with your tribe. You don't find a bucket of berries and you just consume them all by yourself every day. And by doing so, by eating that large amount of certain foods, you destroy your digestive system and your health. It's not good to eat anything in that large amount. You can also do that, by the way, on the primal diet. If you consume organs, which are very important, which I consume every week, but if I would, for example, eat raw liver every day, 500 grams, I will destroy my health because my own liver cannot process all these vitamin A and vitamin B and all these other nutrients that I store in my that I get into my body. My liver is not able to process them. I also need to eat some fats and some proteins. But also, if you eat too much fat, you just store it yourself as fat and your liver cannot process it. So also on the primal diet, you can go wrong with the amount of food that you eat. And I see this mainly by vegans, vegetarians and people that have the normal diet. They overconsume certain foods. They overconsume bread, they overconsume potatoes. And the vegans, they overconsume fruits and they overconsume vegetables. You are not built to eat 500 grams of broccoli every day. You are not designed to eat that much sugar in a day. All these fruits that they consume, let alone where it comes from, etc. But it's just, now I want to focus on the amount of foods that people are taking. And you can do this on any diet. Also, like I say, on the perfect diet, the primal diet, you can also overdo it. When I started eating eggs, I eat raw eggs every morning, but I had 12 raw eggs. It was way too much for my liver, for my body. I felt it. I didn't feel good afterwards. Now I scaled down to 6, which is the perfect amount for me. I can thrive until 1 or 2 o'clock, and then I start to feel a little bit hungry again. But for me, it's absolutely not good to eat that much amount of eggs. So you can also do it on the perfect diet, overdo it, because the amount of food that you eat is also really important and it can destroy your health if you overeat certain foods. So this is really important. If you just, and I heard people that they say they go on the carnivore diet, and the carnivore diet is mainly steaks, so they eat steaks all day. If you eat that much amount of proteins, your kidneys can get damaged because it's way too much proteins and you're not consuming enough fat and you're not consuming enough organs. You should also consume eggs, and they're not doing that. They're just focusing on steak and steak alone. It's really damaging, it's really bad. So not only should you focus on the kind of foods that you eat, and I think that the primal diet is the perfect diet, But you should also focus on the amounts that you're taking. If you overconsume anything, it's really harmful for you. In nature, and that's where it all derives from, you wouldn't eat a whole liver by yourself. You would share them with your tribe. That's what sharing is, why sharing is so important. And nowadays we are not sharing, we are not hunting ourselves. It's really important, by the way, to learn to hunt, but something for another topic. By having everything available, you haven't learned to share. In nature, you would share that liver. You will all get a little piece. And maybe I consume liver every week, raw liver. But maybe in nature you would eat it maybe once a month, because you don't hunt every day. Because you will hunt and you can live 2 or 3 weeks from the whole prey that you have hunted. You would first eat the organs because they are the most vulnerable for getting contagious, and then you getting wasted, and then you start to dry the meats, and you start eating the meats, and then you eat the bones, and you ferment something, and you will, etc., etc. So you will eat maybe 2 or 3 weeks from one prey, so you don't consume the organs every day. So be very careful, even if you go to the primal diet, which is a perfect diet if you use it wisely. Learn to dose your intake. Also, don't overconsume, overeat. It's of course very obvious, but you can overeat also on the primal diet. Leave some space between for hunger, for a certain appetite. I notice when I have a few hours of fasting, and I hate the word because it's like something, fasting is like, oh, I'm starving, but it's like you just pause eating and your appetite can regain again, can be refilled again. So it's all very important. When I haven't eaten for 5 or 6 hours, the same meats will taste so much better because I am ready to eat again. But if I had just eaten like a whole cheese and then 2 hours later I'm having a steak, of course I'm not enjoying it because my body says, I'm already filled, please leave me some time to process this all. It's something also important, like cheese is very important, it's very a good thing for the primal diet, but if you eat too much cheese, that's too much calories. Also calorie wise it's very important. Like I heard people saying I'll do the paleo diet, which is to me not the optimal diet, but okay. They consume so much nuts. It's nuts because it's not healthy. It's so much calories. It's bad for you because there's toxins in it. It's basically food for swine. Swine enjoy to eat nuts. They're there for swine to eat. If you know the famous Serrano ham, they're so famous because the swine, they eat certain nuts, and that gives it that really delicious taste. It's not meant for us to eat, but some people say, okay, you can eat it, and then they will eat every day like 500 grams of peanuts, of all these acambia nuts and whatever. They are just consume so much nuts, it's crazy. That's not really healthy for you, absolutely not. So besides of choosing the right kind of foods, also choose the right amount of foods. It's as important as this right amount. So that was for today. Thank you for watching, and from Trani, Italy, I say see you next time.